Hi, today we're going to be talking about holistic health, dentistry, and for your animals and your whole body. So this ought to be very interesting because it's going to be a wide spectrum of things. We're going to be talking about this company Asmira, who has natural foods for your. We're going to be talking with Dr. Diane Meyer about dental health and your whole body. She wrote an article that I quote a lot of times about root canals. When I tell people have that tooth pulled, don't get a root canal. And Diane is here, Dr. Diane Meyer, and Jackie Blickel, who's a registered nurse. So let's get talking to them. We want to find out about what you have to say, Dr. Meyer, about the whole body and health and dental health and the emotion code.
Oh my, okay, so that's a can of worms. Okay, so, well, let's take it from the top. Okay. So the article was written, actually she interviewed me about my passion, my mission on planet Earth, which I feel is to educate and heal the whole body, not just the dental health, because I had come to the realization that why do you get a root canal? I mean, what causes that tooth to die? Why do you get decay? What causes the tooth to decay? I wanted to know, you know, I wanted to delve a little deeper. So in that quest, because, you know, I thought dentistry was somewhat barbaric, you know, drill, fill, bill. I mean, it didn't make any sense to me. And as I progressed in my own personal quest with having my mercury poisoning escapade, having been chronically mercury poisoned through occupational exposure my whole life, I also came to realize the heavy metal toxicity part of dentistry and medicine. And so understanding the whole body, the whole biochemistry so you have heavy metals, well, that causes your body not to be able to function properly because you're getting mercury on the red blood cell where the oxygen needs to be, or you're getting mercury on the thyroid hormone where you need an iodine to be. So there's, you know, the body's constantly beautiful, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. And so trying to get to the baseline, what was causing the decay? What's causing the root canal? And I agree with you, yes, I'm not a big person to advise getting root canals because of leaving something dead in the body is not.
Well, everybody I know that's had a root canal has problems. They say it still hurts, it's infected, I got to go back, I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm like, pull it.
Well, it's, you know, and then you have to understand the leaving something dead in the body. We're the only branch of medicine that would allow, you wouldn't take the appendix out, cut, you know, gut it, and then
put it back
in, or the gallbladder, or, you know, whatever. You just wouldn't do that. But, you know, you have a 2x4 in your eye when you have a root canal, and nobody sees it.
Is that what a root canal is? Is they take it out and gut it and put it back in again?
Well, they take out the innards of the tooth, so the whole tooth is, so there's the pulp chamber inside, and so they drill, and then they go and pull this out. Yeah. So they pull out the insides of the tooth. Mm-hmm. And then this is all packed with a filling material. Of course, they take it all the way down to the best they can down.
So is the tooth dead? Outside tooth is not?
Yes. So it's around the tooth is still vital, but they take the innards out. So the pulp, the nerve, artery, and vein are extracted from the internal of the tooth. And then it's filled actually with a substance called gutta percha, which is the same that's inside a golf ball.
Okay, so why would you do that instead of putting in, you know, like just putting in a false tooth?
You mean extracting it and putting it? You know, that used to be, like, I've been in the business since I'm 15, so that's a lot of years. That was routine. We would just take the tooth out, but then they developed the root canal therapy to be better and better, or so that's what they think. The actual
Have you ever
procedure.
had a root canal, Jackie?
I have.
You have?
Yeah. Well, I had all mine electively removed.
Okay.
Because I'm all about, and I wrote a book, Pick Your Poisons, and we want to pick our poisons. And to me, I did not want to leave this dead thing that my body now, the immune system has to come in and look at this and go, what's
Because you
on
still
here?
have a blood supply.
You don't have a blood supply.
do not?
No, it's cut off.
No, I mean here,
This is the top of, this is the tooth.
from the gums. And
There's small little tubules that come in here, but the main trunk is gone. You know, the whole main trunk has been extracted out of the innards of the tooth, and then it's filled. So
Well, I
as
was at a seminar once that you sponsored by another doctor, and he said that 98% of them have infections at the gum line.
yeah, well, the whole everything is infected. All the way around it is infected, because think about it. When something dies, what happens? Decomposition
Yeah,
starts.
I was going to say it decompensates.
Yeah, things start to decompose. So bacteria, all those microbes that come in to start the decomposition are trying their best to get rid of this thing. So it might not fail tomorrow. It might not fail for 30 years or 40 years. But this low-grade infection and the byproducts of those bacteria that are entering the bloodstream and can cause havoc. I think it's a huge misdiagnosed or undiagnosed epidemic in the world, because there are so many people that are so sick with the toxins produced from these bacteria that live. Everything looks perfect on the x-ray. The doctor did a great job. But yet this person has, you know, if I do a DNA test on all of the microbes, there's like 98 of them.
Does that drain to the heart too, like some of these things do?
Yeah. Yeah, depending on the meridian.
so why does it still go on?
Because it's big pharma. I don't know what you would want to say. It's still standard of care to do root
And
canals.
it's expensive. I mean,
Yes.
that's why people say, well, I don't want to get a false tooth. Or somebody said to me, well, I don't want to get that tooth pulled too because I'm already getting a false one next to it or something. Okay, well, then get a double one or something.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand. It's not like this is an inexpensive way to go.
No, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
No, you're looking at the root canal, $800 to $1,000. Then you're looking at, now you have to get a post inside. You're looking at another 500.
And what would
maybe.
it be just to put a
And then a
flipper in?
crown.
You call it a flipper.
Is another maybe 1,500,
So what's a flipper cost?
maybe 1,200, 1,500.
So actually, you're better off to get a flipper.
Well, then you have to pay for the extraction if you don't pay for the root canal. So that 800, depending on who you go to. I'm just throwing
Yeah.
out numbers. I have no idea. I'm just trying to give a guesstimate. But then you pay for the extraction. So, but the emotional component to the meridians. So anytime you affect, like a tooth is on a meridian throughout the whole body, so very much like the circuit breaker in your home. So if that one tooth is extracted and it's not even cleaned out properly, or it has a root canal, that whole meridian is now shut down or suffocated. It's not flowing freely. So when you do the removals, it has to be done properly to make sure that you clean out all that infection so that the body can heal, so that you're not disturbing that meridian. So you can't clean a root canal. You cannot sterilize it. So we're going to rest our case on that. So with the emotional component, I had written an article, Emotions and Your Dental Health, and I believe that because of this circuit breaker, there's emotions that are trapped all over the body, depending on when you were insulted with the trauma that caused the emotion to get stuck in the system.
Like at birth.
It could be even pre-birth. I mean, it could be an ancestral, hereditary type of emotional problem. You can have trauma during pregnancy, and then during the birth, and then afterwards. They liken it to, show me the child at 7, and I'll show you the man or woman at 27. So the theory is that everything has already been programmed, downloaded to your hard drive, and that's what's running you today. So with that being said, if you look at Dr. Bradley Nelson came up with a process of muscle testing to kind of get into that subconscious programming to find out what exactly is the emotion that's trapped, when did that happen, and then we eradicate it through a series of just running a magnet down the governing meridian. And that is been shown to prove very helpful for a lot of people. I've actually had clients call me from California with a toothache, and I was able to help them through their toothache with
Well,
this.
I had a toothache a few months ago that really, really took its toll on me. Nothing would kill it.
Yeah. I think once you get to a certain point, once the emotion manifests in the physical, then you have to address it on the physical.
Well, they said
realm.
it had probably been there for months,
Yeah,
and then it finally just really acted up.
yeah. So I can share with you, with Jackie, the way that I was taught with Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he is the developer of the emotion code and the body code. The body code is
And in case you're wondering who you're watching, it's Dr. Diane Meyer. She's a dentist, and Jackie Blickel, who's a registered nurse. And I'm Karon Gibson. Sometimes people tune in late, and then they say I don't say who's on here, so now I'm telling you.
okay. Okay, so first of all, let's try not to trip on our microphones. Okay, so to access the subconscious programming, it's through applied kinesiology is what it's called. Some people call it pseudoscience. I don't care what you want to, how you want to refer to it. To me, it works, and I've been using this for 5 years or more now, or more, and so I know that it works. So what I'm going to have you do is put, which arm?
This one,
arm?
so we can see it.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test to see how strong she is. So I'm not going to apply a lot of pressure, and I just want you to resist me. Just resist me. Okay. Okay, so she's strong. You can see how she's strong. Okay, now say the word yes,
Yes.
and then resist me. So she's strong. Say the word no,
No.
and see if you can resist me. Oh, she's still pretty strong. Oh, she got a little weak. Okay, say, my name is Fred,
My name is Fred.
and let's see. See, she's,
She can resist you no matter what. She's
well, no,
strong.
you see she's bouncing.
Trembling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody that can't be tested, if they're untestable, because that does happen. So then you just kind of reset their meridians like that, and they might be dehydrated. In that case, go ahead and have a seat. If that's the situation where she can't be tested, I would test you, and then if you were testable, then you would just hold on to her hand, and I would use you as a proxy for her.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, because a lot of the work that I do currently is long distance, I have clients from all over, I often will proxy for them myself. So I take on, if you will, the energy of them, and then I work on me. So I use myself. So there's a couple of different ways I could teach you how to do it yourself. So the very simplest way I can think of is just rubbing your fingers together, just your dominant hand. Just rub them gently together, real gentle. Now say the word yes,
Yes.
Yes.
and it should remain smooth. And then say the word no and see
No.
what happens.
No.
Did you get any restriction?
Yeah, I did.
A little stickiness?
More hesitancy.
Real gentle. And yes, no.
Yes.
You feel any?
Now it's slowed down a little
yeah,
bit. Yeah.
it's a little bit. Well, it takes practice. It's your first time.
I'm still stuck on your fixing someone's tooth long distance.
Oh. So Well, because at the end of the day, for every physical manifestation, it started with a thought and emotion attached to it. So what this process does is it takes us down to the emotion. So for example, I would say, which way should I show this work? It's a chart of emotions. So I would say, okay, so if you have an emotion that we need to work on right now, say you have your backache, right? So you would say, okay, so for her backache, is the emotion associated with the backache in column A or column B? Now, if you watch my fingers, column A, I got a no, column B, I got a yes. So then we'll go down, column B, is it in an even row? And I get a no. So is it in an odd row? I get a yes. Then, so it's an odd row. Is it row 1, 3, 5? It's row 3. So then you look at row 3, and then there's 5 in row 3. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So the emotion is stubbornness. So 3, 5 is stubbornness. So then we say, well, where did you get this from? Is this something that's inherited? And I get a yes. So is this inherited from mom? No. Is this inherited from dad? Yes. And then you can go back. Is it dad's dad? Dad's mom? No, it just goes back to your dad. So then we would just go, okay, we just lovingly release this stubbornness back that was inherited from your father and release that back to the universe. And to me right now, doing this is just the power of prayer. It is, because that has been proven to work. So, just the power of prayer is really what's doing the releasing, and then fill that empty space now because that emotion's been lifted, and fill that with love and light. And so it really, to me, it's prayer. So there's other techniques you can use for the testing. You can do this, so this would be your arm, and then this would be pushing down. So this is self-testing. So once again, yes would be strong, and a no, it would be weak. And then other people use the ring, so you would go try to pull this way. So a yes would be strong, or let me see, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so a yes is going to pull through, and a no is going to stick. So, but there's a lot of courses on applied kinesiology out there to help to understand
They
that
do
better.
that with medicine too. I mean, they hold it up to you and try to see if your arm will
Right,
stay up
and
or not.
actually you could do it. You could do it yourself like that. But if you're, say you wanted to use a product, you're going down the aisles at the grocery store. And this is actually how I first learned about this. A client had come into my office many moons ago, and I really thought she was off her rocker because it seemed so woo-woo to me. But anyway, so you just hold it and you say, okay, is this okay for my body? And I'm getting a no. I go backwards for no. So if it was okay for my body, I would go forward. So if you have...
Is this okay for my body? It's not going
We're
anywhere.
not standing.
Well, no, but I mean,
I'd have to be standing.
You have to have
You
it up.
don't have to,
No.
but it's just easier for the leverage. But you can also, do the fingers. So anyway, so this has been kind of a new journey, and I've been really having a lot of fun. I mean, a frozen shoulder released in just 1 hour of therapy. I'm calling it therapy, but of just going in and digging and trying to find out what. So this wasn't even your stuff. This is inherited. But it's, it's affecting you to this day. So there you have it.
Okay, now we're going to go on to animals and their emotions attached
And
to
this
their
works.
food.
This works for animals
I'm
as well.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it does. This is Dr. Newman's Holistic Animal Care Lifestyle, and this is called Asmira, Dr. Lisa S. Newman in Arizona, and she's got things, natural products, quality results, and satisfaction in all different kinds of areas here. Let's see what we've got here. Holistic animal care, general poor condition, arthritis, weight issues, poor immune response, proper remedy use, remedies and modifications, what's in your pet's food, and easy solutions for getting started. So Jackie has some information on this that we're
I
going to
read
go
the
through.
book, and it was close to my heart because I have an aging cat. However, her, Dr. Newman's book is for cats and dogs, and it's basically homeopathic. She has what is called the 3 steps to healthy pets. So the first one is you detox, and it's a fluid that you would put in the cat's food, or in this case the cat's food, daily. And then the second part is multivitamins, and the third part is homeopathic remedies. This book is like an encyclopedia. There are so many things that she presents. I found it particularly personally valuable.
Hold it up so we can
because I have this cat that's aging and has kidney issues. But she talks about behavioral things, pets that destroy property. She has interventions for almost every problem that you could imagine. And what I was interested in is the food, the canned food now, and this one is the ocean fish for cats. But she says on the label here that the cat can have, it can be for a kitten, an older cat, and there's instructions for the same product can be used in all situations.
Can we see the label and the book so that if people are looking for it, they can find it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to order her products, it's 1-800-497-5665, and you can order for cats and for dogs. But I was very impressed with the detail that she professes in the different conditions that are existent. And there's really, I mean, who thinks about hepatitis in their animal, or even losing your animal, the dying process, euthanasia? She covers a multitude of situations that you would have with your pet. It's very well written. It's a wonderful reference, and I can see why she's acclaimed. She's a renowned pioneer and author of 9 books in the field of natural pet care. It's no surprise that she's had success. But there's everything from A to Z. It's just weight problems, deafness, any problem that you'd have with your pet, it's here.
I guess as Mira has been in holistic animal care since 1982. That's before it was fashionable.
That's what they said.
Live
Yeah.
product
And there's a
support.
lot of testimonials, so if you had a particular problem, it's probably here, and there's someone who had success with her methods.
Well, I find it interesting that these are human-grade ingredients in pet supplies.
Absolutely no
supplements.
preservatives.
Low glycemic and non-gluten, organic ingredients. Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a, and when you
Concept
read the
of pet
label,
parenting.
it's the pure fish, it's the pure liver, it's the pure product. There's no preservatives.
Homeopathic pet remedies. Now, the concept of pet parenting rather than ownership, well, how does that work?
I
Treat
don't
them
know.
like a child.
Yeah. Well,
Instead.
they are your children.
Yeah.
Really? I don't have one.
Yeah.
I have one that's a little pet that's just run by battery.
Yeah. There you go.
They don't eat.
That's pretty dynamic. I had a English Mastiff that was
Oh, that's a big dog. Beautiful.
beautiful, 200 pounds, and he was having seizures every 3 weeks for 3 days straight, every 5 minutes for 3 days straight. And so he would end up in the emergency room every 3 weeks. We thought maybe it was Lyme's disease because they say by the cycle of the moon that those, what did they, Barilla, whatever the organisms are, come out. And that wasn't it. I ended up finding a holistic doctor, and then the first thing, address the diet. Was he getting into anything? We never did figure out what was wrong with him.
Did they prescribe Tegretol or any
He did.
Anti-seizure,
We
yeah.
tried all of that, yes, but it wouldn't work.
How old was he?
He died at 3 years, 3 days old.
Oh, that's young.
Yeah, so we put up with that for about 8 months before he was getting to the point where he could barely walk anymore because the seizures had taken their toll on him.
Well,
but there is a holistic doctor down in Southern Illinois.
They said there's dangers of silica-based clumping litter. That's a danger. Full line and barrier packaging, so it keeps the food fresh.
Yeah, who would think that the packaging,
Right.
so you have this organic, you know, and then they put it into like a tin can or something, you know?
Right. Metal again.
Right.
Dentist.
Yes.
They need exercise, acupuncture or acupressure, chiropractic, energy work, and massage
Just
for
like
animals.
humans.
Just like humans.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's too bad they can't talk.
I'm
That's
a
the
big
problem.
advocate of all of the above.
That's Asmira is pronounced, I think. Is there anything else in that book that you wanted to mention, Jackie?
No, just the fact that it's such a ready reference. That
Does she
there's-
have a website by any chance?
Can I see that?
didn't see that.
I'm sure there is one on here.
Yeah, I can
On
check,
the back,
too.
let's see. Well, they have live product support if you want to call them. 1-800-497-5665 or 520-886-1727. Get a pencil, I'll repeat that in a minute. Healthy Pets, the holistic animal care. Lisa Newman, naturopath and PhD.
And
Taking
she's
care
with
of
her
your
kitty.
pet holistically has never been so easy. All you have to do is call Asmira, right?
I would say asmira.com.
Yeah, it's probably there.
AZMIRA.
Yeah, I didn't find the website.
And I said I'd give the product support number again, which is 520-886-1727. But I'm sure you can just type in Asmira, AZMIRA, animal care.
And
and
people
you'll get
don't
all the
realize that
information.
animals have stress as well.
That's why the emotion
Yes.
code works really
Yes.
well. I mean,
Yes,
for
I can see
for
that.
fireworks or lightning or a separation anxiety, it works really well for pets.
Okay, you have been watching and listening to Dr. Diane Meyer talk about the emotion code and root canals. She is a dentist, and Jacqueline Blickel, who's a registered nurse. And I'm Karon Gibson. I want to thank you for joining us. I hope you've been interested in this. We try to bring things to you that are a little different than you hear anywhere else. And sometimes we succeed, like I think we did tonight.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Again, the animal product company is Asmira, AZMIRA. And Dr. Diane Meyer, are you building your new website?
Yes, it's up.
Okay, do we know the name?
It's Diane at Your Holistic Health Advocate.
Diane at Your Holistic Health Advocate.
Right, but the website is https:///Diane YHHA at wixsite.com/YHHA.
You don't need all those slashes. You know, this is the year 2018.
No, I have to, but I have to hook up. I'm still building it, so I have to hook
Okay.
up my domain name to this.
Oh, okay.
But this is how they can find me right now.
Okay.
It will get easier.
Just put in Diane Meyer. Meyer. Okay, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.